Previously on Avatar.
I ended up electing to get the Heidel proper, fished around for some equipment here, and then logged out for now.
Timmy, the mushroom vendor. Okay. I thought... Wait, wasn't there a guy... Am I making a mistake?
This is Flaviano. He sells fences. You can buy a fence for 10 contribution points apiece. Fences allow you to grow your own crops and spices to be used for potions and food later on. The only problem here, where's Flaviano?
I could have sworn there was a guy that sold fences here. Can I not be on Arsha for that?
I ended up discovering a really strange bug on my stream. Since my character had only ever been on the Arsha server, Flaviano was mysteriously missing. This meant that I could not buy a fence from him and get started on my crops. Putting that beside me for now, I kept exploring and ended up finding something to lift my spirits. A brand new weapon.
Amity for the Ornella? No, I don't. Nice. Okay. That's... And it looks cool too. Yeah, that's a huge find. That's really good.
This is where I need to fill in the blanks here, as I've skipped over a lot of cutscenes early on, and after sitting down and rereading it, I think Perlabyss has written a really good story that a lot of people don't really find out through all the cutscene skipping. Serendia, and by extension, Heidel, is a duchy run by the Dukas family. During an uprising some time ago, a group of peasants rose up in defiance and sought to raze Serendia to the ground. A woman named Jarrett and the current leader of Serendia tasked me to seek out some disturbances in the southern farmlands of Serendia, potentially related to these bandits. Tracking down the rebel fighters that ambushed us, I started fighting my way through the castle ruins, and was met with the chief, Al-Rundi, shortly after boldly announcing my presence.
Yeah. They made his model different. I don't remember Al-Rundi being that skinny.
After a hard-fought battle, we spare his life, as he tells us about how Jordine Dukas, the leader of Serendia, has been acting suspicious of late and is later corroborated by the citizens of Glish. Putting that on the back burner for now, we're told by the residents of Glish that the local Swamp Naga population has been getting more aggressive of late, and they suspect it has something to do with the other monster attacks and encroachments in the region of Balanos, and we are tasked to investigate. Perusing the smithy of Glish's inventory, we come across a shield, pre-enhanced, and it has just the right feel to it, boosting our attacks just in time for a run-in with the Swamp Nagas. We are told that the Swamp Naga are moving inland because the Swamp Fogans, a separate amphibious beastman race, is routing the Naga. After a chat with our detachment team, we set out to find the cause of the Swamp Fogan aggression. Arriving at a garrison just outside of the Fogan encampment, we speak with a soldier named Maul, who tells us that the Fogans come from the far desert to the east, and apparently not of their own volition. She seeks to speak with these beastmen, but many Serendian soldiers have already been slain, so we opt to take out some of their closer camps in Shaman to potentially buy enough time to understand what's going on here. Much to her chagrin, Maul informs us that every time she sought to speak with a Fogan, the frog prince Tidium would croak, stifling her attempts to gather intel. We are then tasked to seek an audience with Tidium to potentially come to some sort of ceasefire agreement. We find a black stone on the ground after our unavoidable fight with Tidium, and our black spirit informs us that it's one of his, and we feel some sort of new power welling within us. We return back to Glish with more questions than answers. Speaking with the guard captains and member of the Xi'an Merchant Guild, we're then directed west towards the castle of Delphi as a distress signal was fired shortly before we arrived. As we were on our way over, we ran past a cult called the Shadow Knights and what appeared to be Jordine Dukas and company. Al-Rundi is here as well and waves us over. Getting caught, we battle our way through the ruins and come face to face with Jordine, possessed by a dark force calling himself Belmorn. Al-Rundi and I engage with him to put a stop to whatever it is that he is planning. Jordine escapes and Al-Rundi tells us about a dark omen approaching as this Belmorn character seems to be fully resurrected. We need to inform Jarrett and the rest of Serendia, so we double back and head into Heidel to warn them about the coming storm. We informed Jarrett, named the de facto leader of Serendia, of Belmorn's resurrection. Still no idea as to who he is. We're labeled as the hero of Serendia and are knighted by Jarrett. We are then tasked to be the leader of the main rescue force going into the Delphi Knights castle and the surrounding areas of Calpheon. We find our friend Laffy Bed Mountain researching a mysterious gate in the western fields of Heidel, and he hands us a pet rabbit which we named Trogdor the Burninator, because rabbits are the most likely animal to burninate after all. Approaching the Delphi Knight castle, we hear the distant screams of what sounds like birds, only to find out from the captain that it's Karanda, the queen of the harpies, attacking the Delphi Knights, and reports of a black stone in her nest intrigue our spirit and send us north into the mountains. It's here that we meet Valks, an Imperial Dragoon and friend of the Xi'an Merchant Guild, which we are a respected member of. He warns us that the harpy attacks have only gotten worse as a darkness has been seen gathering in the mountains. The term Dark Lord piques our interest as that's what Belmorn calls himself. Could these monsters' irregular behavioral patterns be rooted with him? We set forth to Karanda's nest to find out. Just before the nest, we meet our friends Eden and Yaz, seemingly injured, and speaking of a relic of the ancients up in the nest surrounded by harpies and Karanda. We roll our eyes as he doesn't actually look that hurt and walk into the nest to challenge the Queen of Harpies. The Black Spirit, gaining another burst of power from the stone Chrono was holding, confirms our worst fears. It bears the magic signature of Belmorn, and he's going to be hot on our tail now. We need to get out of here as fast as we can before we have a run-in with a fully powered version of him, as we couldn't even hold him back for long with Alfonso Rundi's help. Speaking with Eden, we learn that our sponsor in the Xi'an Merchants Guild has fallen ill with a type of maddening darkness, and has been taken to the shy city of Florin for spiritual healing. Risking the wrath of Belmorn and losing our friend if we go straight to Calpheon, we turn away and head inwards to Florin. We meet with Chief Valentine, confirms that Isabel and Karosha is indeed in their care. We don't know what is causing this madness, and it seems to be incurable. We ask around and are led to the Cave of Caphras, a researcher who dove into the arcane arts, and his research may be the key to helping Isabel. Upon closer inspection, it's not Isabel, but rather an elf named Orwin, a friend of Eden's. She seems to be suffering from the same sickness, and both Orwin and Eden agree to let her be the guinea pig for the poultice Chief Valentine wishes to brew from Khafra's research. Upon entering the cave, we are greeted by another Florid alchemist who warns us of the heavy darkness permeating from the cave mouth. With our eyes adjusting to the sudden darkness, we see this place for what it truly is, a mass grave. People by the dozens are shambling husks of themselves, rotting away and tearing each other apart with this same maddening darkness. Our black spirit shudders and begrudgingly tells us that a black spirit has overwhelmed these people and consumed their humanity, but reassures us through his chattering teeth that he will not do the same with us. Fighting our way through the possessed, we finally find what Chief Valentine was looking for, silver frond. It's a small white herb that radiates light and grows in places consumed by darkness, acting as a natural filter for it. We grab the herb carefully and turn our head to a draft coming from a crumbling wall. The black spirit nudges us to investigate. Breaking the wall down, we call our friends over once it's safe and are amazed to find a library at least 3 men tall, filled with research. This is Khafra's secret library. We'd found it. There's books on healing salves, poultices, beast races, and most importantly, darkness and the black spirit. We take some of this research back and exit the cave to head back towards Florin. With this new research, Chief Valentine instructs us to operate the herb brewer, maintaining just the right temperature to ensure the potion is brewed exactly like Khafra's journal dictates. The medicine works, and Orwin is completely cleansed of the darkness overtaking her body. We are informed that Alustin, the priest from Velia, is waiting for us, and he tells us of the Secret Guard, an organization that Eden, Orwin, and now us are a part of that seek to fight back against Belmore, the Monarch of Darkness, and he tells us the history of this wicked king.
The Knights of Dawn, who banished Belmore, failed to eradicate his remnants completely. As they carried out their vigil, they gradually succumbed to the darkness. However, not all shared this fate. There were those who inherited their master's will, pursuing truth and maintaining the world's equilibrium. They are we, the Secret Guards. Belmorn and Kazaka were indeed formidable, akin to gods of darkness. How could mere mortals like the Knights of Dawn stand a chance against them? We found the answer within ancient records. The origin of ancient light. With the power of brilliant, blinding light, they drove back the pitch-black darkness. We must now gather the ancient light once more to banish the darkness that is Belmorn.
With our true goal in mind, we set off with Valks out of Serendia and onward to the capital city of Calpheon, setting the stage for our fight against Belmorn and the darkness threatening to swallow this world. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I put a ton of work into this, and cutting down a stream and giving voiceover was no small feat. I'm really proud of this. Ironically, what started as a solo self-found video series helped me find myself in my passion for making videos and streaming. I want to keep doing this, with a more cinematic feel to it instead of just cutting down stream clips. So because of that, these videos are going to take significantly more time to put together, and I hope you guys will understand. I didn't expect to end up telling the story of Black Desert Online doing this, but I think that it makes the early game much more enjoyable, as it really is just quest spamming until about level 60 or so. In the meantime, if you want to catch more of what I do and get some behind the scenes action, please head over to my Twitch channel, where I stream every day playing not just Black Desert, but Final Fantasy XIV, Path of Exile, and a slew of other games. Give me a follow over there so you know when I go live next. I'd also like to personally recognize Norwork, Hades Username, Foha Tencho, and Hanwa Mea of the Fairy Tale Guild on Black Desert North America. You guys have been the origin of light in the darkness for me and encouraging me to get the courage to not only make a video, but to publish it to the world. And of course, thank you viewers for watching this video and following me in what comes next.